Good morning, fish keepers. Cam here from thefishroom.co.nz, and congratulations, we have made it to Friday. Well done. Salute with coffee. And as you can see today, I'm kicking it old school with one of the original mugs. That is an extraordinarily good coffee. Ooh, I'm going to enjoy that one. Right, okay. So as you may notice, we're in a slightly different room to normal. Slightly different light settings and everything as well. So please let me know if the quality is coming through good, bad, or just in the middle. Both for lighting, audio, and for visual. I hope moving forward that this room in particular is where we're going to be doing our live videos. I've been finding that sitting at the front counter, people, particularly couriers, can see me when they're at the door, and I feel quite obliged to have to run away and take the packages and stuff like that. And I don't think that is fair to everybody watching, and I also don't think that it is fair to the guests that we have on that I'm having to run away. So I'm trying to figure out a solution, and I'm hoping this one might be it. It's currently the back office. It's literally being used as a bit of storage stuff at the moment, so it could easily be a really good viable option if everyone is in consensus that the video is fine, the audio is fine, and the lighting's fine, so I can continue using it. So, yep, that's just my little thing. So we'll just continue through that throughout the video, and if everyone's happy and it seems to be doing its thing, we can continue that. So thank you, Brian, for, it seems usual. It's normal, it's good. Cool. Audio and lighting is good. Excellent. Cool. That's a positive start. So fingers crossed we can continue to rock with this moving forward. We'll just see how the rest of the video goes. So a couple of bits of admin. We've obviously moved our premise again. I just want to continue to remind people we're at 8B Kotua Place, not 10B. Had a couple of people ring the other day. They couldn't find us. So if you are in Nelson and you know where Hex Premium Small Good Butcher is, we are on the exact same building as him. So if you are in Nelson, you make some phenomenally nice meat as well. It's nice sausages and whatnot. Anyway, so we're in the same building as him. It's the big black building. We do have a sign that we put out the front, and there's also a sign that sits on a frame out the front as well. But yeah, so we're in the big black building. So we've literally just moved one door across. But if you can find Heck, then you are in exactly the right place towards us. We're in the same building as him. And also our hours, they haven't changed. We're 11 to 4:30 Monday to Friday. We're closed on the weekend, and we're closed on public holidays. And that being said, there's a public holiday coming up on Monday, I believe. So we will be closed on Monday. So obviously all orders will not be going out because the couriers won't be running. So please bear that in mind. Right, so we do have some important things to talk about. So I'm going to start with the electric blue rams. 2 weeks ago, or just under 2 weeks ago, we got a very large quantity of electric blue rams in. Tease everybody with a couple of photos. There's around about 200 of them, so it's quite a few. They are going to be available for sale. In fact, they are available for sale on our website right now. If you are an email subscriber, and I can't stress this enough, you have to be on the email list to get the sale. For this weekend, we're giving you early access to the special price for them, but you have to be on the email list to get it. I'm not going to tell you what the special price is because it is not running until midday. That is when the email is going out. And if you're not on the email list, there is definitely a chance for you to do it. Like jump onto the website, or either put your email into the bottom where it says down the bottom, give us your email if you want to subscribe, or one of the pop-ups that come up and offers you 10%, which you can also use on the sale. So I've done the maths, and it is a phenomenally good price, like mind-blowingly good price for these fish. You can buy them as a single fish or in multiples of 5. If you have any inclination or any interest of ever owning electric blue rams, now will be the time to be getting involved in that. So it's going to be an email-only exclusive offer until midnight Monday, and then we're going to open it up to the general public and on Facebook and Trade Me and everything else like that. So it'll just be a price for the sale, and that sale is going to last the week. But if you want early access to it, definitely jump on the email list and get involved in that. I I'm hesitantly thinking that we may actually sell out of them. There's about 200 of them, but the price is that good. I have a bit of a feeling we might sell out of them. So if you do want some, definitely jump on the website and definitely join the email list just for this special alone. They're very beautiful fish. They're in very good condition, and they are ready to go to their forever homes. As of Monday, can't be this Monday because it's public holiday. I'm going to be trying to get through the Monday walkthroughs again every Monday. It's been a little bit hectic down here with the move and trying to set everything up. But I think that we're at a point now where I can put the tools down, so to speak, on Mondays and do a walkthrough for everybody. We have had some. We have had a lot of progress happening out the back. That's where the majority of the work has been going on. The fish room itself that we're selling our fish from is running. All the tanks are running through. They're all cycled. About half of them do have fish in them ready to go. And as soon as the tanks at the back are cycled, which are getting very, very close, we'll put some more fish in, give them a 2 to 3 week quarantine period, and bring them in. So we are operational, as it were. But yeah, so I'm hoping come Mondays, probably not this Monday because it's a public holiday, we will be doing the walkthrough and giving everybody updates and whatnot. I suspect that there'll be plenty of progress happening out in the back room with live foods and little spawning projects and plant projects and incoming fish and stuff like that. So there should be plenty of stuff for everyone to enjoy. And I just apologise for being so slack recently and not doing those walkthroughs. So we're going to plan one for this Monday because of public holiday, but we'll be doing those Monday walkthroughs coming up as well. So yeah, Java Moss is a weird one, isn't it? It's wrong button. Yeah, Java Moss is a weird one. It's a nice plant. Excuse me. But they it tends to go everywhere and block everything out. I think it serves its purpose in breeding tanks. I think it serves its purpose if you're wanting to do a bit of nutrient reduction, but I'm not sure if it serves its purpose in a general aquarium, if that makes sense. That's of course my own personal thoughts on it. But yeah, so yeah, and it can absolutely block out all your lights and whatnot. So yeah, good times. Next thing we've got is our guest next week. I'm not going to... Are you giving me shit for saying all the time? Anyway, so we've got our special guest coming up next week. I'm not going to give away any hints on who it is. I can, however, tell you, I think a majority of our viewers and watchers and listeners will know who he is. He's very... Yes, Cameron, you do know who it is. He is very well known around the place. He breeds a lot of stuff. He's a pretty genuine good person. So I'm very excited for that. Because it's daylight saving starting this week, this Sunday in New Zealand, we just need to confirm that the start time is exactly the same as we'd agreed to. If we can get that correct, then we're good to go for next week. So I can definitely assure you that you will enjoy next Friday's guest if you're about. So I can't say too much without giving away who it is, but I am very excited for it, and I know there'll be plenty of people that enjoy it. So if that is confirmed, which I'm hoping to confirm over the next couple of days as far as what time the hours and everything are, come about Wednesday or Thursday next week, we'll have a post on our Facebook page saying who it is, and so it should be a good time. Last but not least that I've got on my list, I'm very much enjoying the comments today. I'm finding it quite amusing. Thank you very much, Cameron, for joining in. We've got our podcast coming out today. It was our interview we had with Rocky from Crowder's Aquatics. I think it might be Crowder's Aquatics and Pet Supplies now over in the UK. It was a very frank and open conversation. Rocky very much shoots from the hip, and it was it was quite cool to understand or hear how he believes the state of fish keeping is going over in his area. So if you haven't listened to that, it's a really good different perspective. is obviously a fish shop or a pet shop owner, as well as a hobbyist. So it gives a really good different look of how the industry is in different places around the world. So that'll be coming out today. We've just got to finish a couple of little bits and pieces, so that'll be done at some point in the next probably hour or so, maybe 2 hours down here. So if you are interested in podcasts, jump on to Spotify. I believe that's where we have it, and you can listen to that one as well. So that is literally all that I've got on my book. It's a little bit more than what I have been recently. What are my favorite root tabs? I like the JBL Kugelline balls. They're quite large though, so if you don't have a deep substrate, they can be a little bit problematic to put into your substrate. I think they work really, really well for Echinodoris and Cryptocorynes because they're quite big and they're massive, massive root feeders. Next on the list, I quite like the Seeking ones. They're a little bit smaller, so they are more usable. But yeah, I'm quite a fan of the JBL ones. I've had personally really good results with the JBL root balls, so that would probably be my favorite root tab. As far as the Zis brine shrimp, I spoke to the importer on Tuesday, and I think he said they're 2 or possibly 3 weeks away until they're going to be landed in New Zealand. So they're getting close. Fingers crossed. They arrive in 2 or 3 weeks, and there's no problems in having them in through customs and all that kind of stuff, and through the boat yards and stuff, and sitting in there, available at the wholesale in a couple of weeks' time. So as soon as they're available, I'll be getting a bunch in. Might even run a special on them because they have been out of stock for so long, and obviously there's a lot of people that are wanting them. So hopefully the wait is not too much longer. I'm going to grab one myself to give it a wee trial as well. Currently we're using the Sierra brine shrimp hatchery, which seems to be going okay. I know the San Francisco Bay ones are also out of stock at the wholesale as well. So when they get in as well, I'll probably grab one of them and trial and see which of the 3 brine shrimp hatcheries in New Zealand seem to do the job better than others, or if they're all very much comparatively. If you want 4, I will note that. Cool. I will definitely note that for you, and we can go from there, mate. Okay, cool. I'm just a little bit surprised that you're going to be trying a planter tank, Cam. I thought you were all about the African cichlids. So that's interesting. Definitely give the JBL ones a go. I quite like them. As long as your substrate's deep enough, they work pretty well. Cool. Ryan says that they are easy to use, and they're great when you have baby rainbow fish. So that's cool. Like I said, as soon as they're available, I'll be getting some, and I'll be playing around with one as well. The last lot that we got on, I didn't get the opportunity to grab one. They sold before I could even grab one and play around with it. But I'll be very interested to see how they go as well. So they look pretty smart. They look pretty sensible the way they've designed them. So we'll see how we go. I also like the fact you can put the heater in them as well. That's something that I'm having a little bit of trouble with at the moment, is keeping my hatchery warm enough, because the back room over here is quite large. So I think my hatch rate has recently dropped down a little bit because it's not as warm as what it previously was. So the option of having the heater in there, I think, works pretty well. All right, so I'm very much enjoying this little conversation that's going on in the chat here. So I don't want to leave because I'm enjoying it too much. So we might just have another wee coffee. I very much knew that you were interested in your houseplants. All right. Because I have nothing else to say now, I feel like I'm sitting in silence. Right. I have not tried it just yet. I sent a few boxes to somebody who was going to put them in a test for me. That would have been about 3-4 weeks ago, so it's probably a little bit too early to get the results from it. He was going to give me a relatively decent detailed report on how he found it controlling his nitrates. I've got no tanks set up that I can to try it myself, basically. The one tank I've got at home, it won't the media won't fit in there because of the way that the filter's set up. And I've got no tanks here in the shop that work at either. So it's definitely on my list of things to do. I've got a tank or two possibly planned up for within the shop, and I'm just trying to make a way to work out that I can try this nitrate reducing media, because I think it could be an absolute game changer. I think it's a very positive one if that's the case. Also, in my research on it and looking through it, I found that the CKM matrix can also reduce the nitrate, which I wasn't aware of at the time. So I would like to put them side by side and set up a couple of very similar tanks and see if they do make any difference, and how fast it reduces or how much it reduces it. So yeah, that's definitely on the list of things to do once I've got something set up to do so. Just right now I haven't quite got there, but they're definitely in the mind to do so. One of those products that I want to try, and now you've reminded me, I will excuse me. Now you've reminded me, I will send a message to the guy that got the few boxes and see if he has got any results back yet. But I suspect it's probably a little bit too early to get anything back. But yeah, thank you for that question, and thank you for reminding me. Where we go? Yep. Cool. All right, so like I said, I've got nothing more to talk about. That was my list of things to do, done and dusted. Other than I had a very small spawn of green tiger barbs yesterday. It's the first time I've spawned tiger barbs, so I'm not much of a fish breeder. I've never really been overly interested in it, but I thought we've got a little bit of room, so I play around with a few bits and pieces. So we had some eggs on it yesterday. We'll see how that goes. Hopefully in a few days' time they've hatched and they're wiggling around, and I might get half a dozen to raise up. Spawning fish has not really been a major interest of me, but like I said, I've got a little bit of room, so I thought I'd just play around with a few bits and pieces, and I got given some fairly large adult tiger barbs, and there was a couple of females that were full of eggs, so I thought, hey, why not? Yeah, I've never kept barbs either. They're not really a fish that I've been a huge fan of. Although like these adults that I've got, they're quite large, and I have been very much enjoying their interactions. But they've not really been a fish that have really interested me that much. But yeah, with the couple of tanks that I do have sort of planned or potentially going, one would be big enough for barbs. So if I can possibly breed a few more of these green tiger barbs, that might be something worthwhile putting into one of the tanks. Setting up with some crypts and some barbs and stuff like that. So that's always an option. But yeah, so that's about the only real interesting thing. Well, that I consider really interesting, other than setting stuff up. That's sort of having it at the back, and yeah, moving the business has been a very big deal. It's been pretty full on. It's been a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of stress. The move wasn't so bad, but it was resetting everything up. That's been the time consumer. So we're nearly there, just about done. So yeah, before we of course move into building a room within the room to keep everything warm, and then actually building out the racks for incoming fish and holding on to them a bit longer and making sure they're ready to go. So that's going to be a real time consumer and a money sucker, but that's future Cam's problem. We'll worry about it when we get to that point. Okay, I'm going to go now. Thank you very much for everybody who has been watching, who's been in the chat. It has been really entertaining. I've enjoyed the conversation. I really appreciate everyone tuning up and getting on here with us and having a wee chat and enjoying the hobby as we all do. So, yeah. Don't forget, podcast coming out later today, and please, I would strongly recommend you joining the email subscription list if you're after some electric blue rams. It's well and truly worth it. And next week's guest is going to be a goodie as long as we can lock down the time. So until then, we'll see you next week, guys. Have a good one. Happy fish keeping. Catch you later.